Okay, part two of the um, rainwater pine sol floor wash. So if y'all remember in part one, I did the pine cones. I steeped the pine cones in the alfalfa leaf, um, and the cinnamon, because I forgot to add the cinnamon in there, y'all. You don't have to add it in the floor wash if you don't want to, um, but definitely do the pine cone and the alfalfa leaf. So this is it. So it's not done. This is not done. So of course we're gonna use this for spring cleaning. So whenever you do your deep spring clean, you'll just use this. Now when you do use this, whatever you're gonna wash down with soap, disinfectant spray, all of that stuff, do that first. If you're gonna disinfect your floors, and you putting soap on the floor, and if you're soaping up your wall, cleaning your walls, do all of that first. Then you come back later and mop your floor after you've gotten all the dirt and everything that you're gonna do. uh you come back later and just go over your floor with the floor wash. Same thing with the walls. After you clean the walls down and did everything you're gonna do with the walls, then you come back and wipe the walls down with this. So this is spring water, or spring rainwater, pine cones, alfalfa leaf, and then you can add your cinnamon. And this is abundance floor wash. So I've done that, and again, this is not done. You also have to put this on your altar. Now, if you are a practitioner that likes to work with numbers, I used to a lot. Now I just go with my intuition. But if you like to work with numbers, you can pray over this, leave this on your altar for 7 days. When you're doing the process from the start, and you're doing your pine cones, steeping your pine cones, you can use 7 pine cones if you want, 21 pine cones, however you want to do it. You can leave it on your altar for 7 days, 21 days, but it has to go on your altar. It has to go on your altar with an offering to your ancestors. That's just how it goes. Once it comes off the altar, it's ready for use. You can wipe your walls down, clean your floors. And again, we use the pine cones because pine cones represent abundance. So they fall abundantly. So that's that. So now we're gonna work on the pine oil. Hopefully I can finish this up in just 2 parts. So again, alfalfa leaf for money drawing and attracting money. Um, the pine needles, I just broke off a few of them, broke them down so that they can go in my jar, in my glass. So this is the pine needles. And then this is the cinnamon stick. I'm gonna place that in whole. Then I have more cinnamon crushed up, and then I have the pine cone shavings from the actual pine cone. So all of that is going into my abundance oil, my pine oil. So I'm just using, like I said, I'm just using regular olive oil, but you can use whatever oil you have, whatever oil you like, long as it's not too heavy. The heavy oils move things slower. Everything that you do in your practice, um everything works together, everything is connected. So you got to think about, if it's something that moves slow, it's going to slow down your work, is going to slow down whatever you're doing. So we don't want heavy oils. So this is the alfalfa leaf. I'm just going to put that in my oil. Another thing to keep in mind as a practitioner, when you're working with your herbs, you absolutely have to build a relationship with your herbs. Meaning you got to know which herbs work for you. You got to know which herbs works best in whatever you're going to do. You have to pay attention when you're using these herbs. You have to learn their personalities, their energies. You have to understand what they are used to doing. We're gonna put it like that. Whatever they're good at. So you'll learn all of that. That comes, the more you practice, the better you get. So the pine cones, the pine needles are going in now. Y'all know what? I should have poured my doing. I should have put my herbs in first. I'm tripping, y'all. I'm a little tired too, y'all. Forgive me. But because now my herbs are sticking on the inside of the darn thing because I poured the oil. Y'all see how my herbs are sticking? I wasn't thinking when I poured it first because I usually put my herbs first. I usually work backwards. So I got another one of these, but I can't get it right now because I'm holding the camera and I don't want to put it down. But anyway, y'all, y'all kind of get the gist of what I'm doing. So you put your pine needles in. So don't do that, y'all. Don't do that. I'm a little tired and some other things. A little distracted, but that's another thing. When you're doing something, make sure your energy is set before you start doing stuff. Which my energy was set. It's just that I am a little tired too. So anyway, once you put all your stuff in, your pine needles, and then you also have to let this sit too. You have to put this on the altar. Give it a little spin here and there, to recharge it, give it its energy. You pray, you know, do whatever you need to do on the altar with your ancestors. And then you'll have your oil ready. And y'all know something that I see a lot is that, oh, well, let me say this too. So don't use this, don't keep the herbs in it when you use it. You can if you want to. I just would, traditionally they wouldn't keep the herbs in because in Hoodoo, everything is multi-purpose. Everything has a usage and a double usage, and so they're going to reuse things. They would reuse. So once you do your, once you set it for 21 days, 7 days, whatever you prefer or whatever feels good for you, you pray over it, you activate it. There is no such word as activate in Hoodoo, but pretty much once you give it its assignment, once you activate it, pretty much, you will strain the oil. You will strain the oil again and get all of the herbs out. And then once you get the herbs out, you will kind of get all the extra oil and stuff off the herbs, put it in a paper towel, sit it somewhere so it can dry out, and then you can reuse those same herbs if you're making this oil again or if you want to use it in something else, because remember, they are all abundance. So it can be used in love, it can be used in other oils. You just have to remember what you used. So I'm just blending all of this together because I don't throw away anything. That's another thing. Hoodoo is a nature-based practice, so we respect and conserve nature. We don't just get greedy, just because nature gives us things in abundance. We respect nature and we don't be greedy. So this can be reused again. So once and I'm gonna put my cinnamon stick in here, and then again, like I said, we'll set it on the altar, give it shakes every now and then. You can set it for 7 days, 21, whatever feels good for you. And then you put that on the altar and wait, and then come back and restrain it, and then you have your pine oil. And you can use the pine oil, the abundance pine oil. You can use it